Hi, welcome to 10 Minute Strategy. My name is Peter Propp. I run the marketing leadership practice for Shore Communications. And we are here with Ted Rubin. Ted Rubin has a new job. And why don't we start off by saying, Ted, tell us about what you're doing.
Well, I joined Collective Bias. This is a firm that I've known the founder for about 3 years. I've known him since he was at Walmart, where he was the head of emerging media. Shortly after I met him, he left Walmart and started a firm called Collective Bias. And from the very beginning, I've been working with him. I partnered with him on a lot of projects at ELF, same thing at Open Sky, and in a lot of different formats. I've been to events with him. I've partnered at events. And John, from the beginning, has said to me, Ted, you're going to work for me one day. You're going to work with me one day. We're going to partner one day. I just got to figure out how to do it. And so we just kept doing things together without being in the same company. And about 6 months ago, he started forming a board of advisors and asked me to join it, which I did. Then come April, I decided to leave Open Sky. And as of May 1st, I joined Collective Bias as their chief social marketing officer to help them build relationships, work with the blogging community, extend what they were already doing and bring a little structure to it. And in addition, we decided to open a new division that I'm co-founder and a partner in called CB Socially. So to give you a little bit of information about Collective Bias is a shopper media company. Mm-hmm. And what that means is Collective Bias facilitates the creation of shopper media by connecting groups of social media influencers to the brands and retailers they use in their daily lives. So what they're all about when it comes to social is shopping. Mm-hmm. And it's really important because there are a few things about this. First of all, they're probably the only company that I know of that is doing that and exclusively focusing on shopping, meaning working with CPG companies and retailers to refine the shopping process and make it better. And they're using social media to do that. And the way they're doing it is they're working very heavily with the blogging community. Let me back up a little bit. When John was at Walmart and he became head of emerging media, he is the founder of a program that's become very famous called the Walmart 11 Moms program. Mm-hmm. It was the first retailer program partnering with bloggers to learn about what was important to moms in this country. John initially used that, and he'll tell you right up front, as a research vehicle, and it ended up turning into an incredible social media ongoing campaign or initiative. At some point, it became the Walmart 30 Moms program, so they changed they changed the name to Walmart Moms. When John left and formed Collective Bias, he made this concept the basis of his entire company. So what he did was he took what they were doing at Walmart and scaled it so that it could be used for every retailer and CPG company in the country. He developed Collective Bias has developed and is continuing to develop a community called Social Fabric, which is a private blogger community that you have to apply to be a member of, or you can be asked in. They look at who you are, what you're doing, what your influence is, and the most important thing, so you understand, is not the size of your audience, it's how engaged you are with your audience.
Right.
You get invited into the community, and then you self-select areas of interest. So instead of Ted Rubin working for an ad agency or a brand reaching out because they want to get blog posts written about a product and get it reviewed and saying, hey, I want you, you, and you, we put into the community what we're interested in, and then bloggers raise their hand and they say, I'm interested in that topic. So you're getting people that are really doing things that they want to be doing. Mm-hmm. Communities are started in one of three ways. Either Collective Bias starts a community because they think it's interesting. They start a community because a corporate partner wants to talk about that subject, or bloggers can start any subject and community they like. So there are dozens, maybe even more, communities out there that bloggers have started on their own just because they're interested in it, and then bloggers gradually join these communities and they become larger and larger. So very often we're in with a brand, they bring up a topic, whether it be do-it-yourself or smoking or something, and we make a call and find out there's already 150 bloggers in a community based around that topic.
Great.
And then we use those communities to send bloggers out on specific shopping assignments to understand the process with firms. We feel that this kind of social media directly leads to ROI in the bottom line, because when you can tell a brand or a retailer what's going wrong in their store, what's going wrong with the shopping process, what's going wrong with the way they're displaying a product or the way they're presenting a product, mm-hmm. they can immediately get benefit from that.
Sure.
So that's the basis of what Collective Bias does.
Right.
Okay, what I've joined because I have a very strong relationship in the blogging community. I am helping them with their blog relationships. I'm traveling to all the events around the country and continuing to build those relationships. Because as I've stated in previous meetings that we've had or talks, it's all about the relationship. And the way you build relationships is by constantly touching people.
Sure.
That touching can be digitally, or more importantly, that touching can be face-to-face, and it has to be regular. So that's one thing I'm doing. I'm also working with a lot of the brands. I'm coming in as a social media I call it kind of an opinionator, or someone with a lot of opinions that's not afraid to voice them. I bring them the benefit of my experience with Elf, with Open Sky, and with various other brands I've worked with. And then we decided to open this division because every week I'm being called by people that want me to help them build their Twitter presence and their Facebook presence and help them engage and interact specifically. Right. Engage and interact, not just campaigns, not initiatives. That's not what I do. I mean, Collective Bias does a lot of that. That's not my specialty. I certainly have great ideas for it, but it's not what I know and love the best. So what we're doing is we started a division where, because I can only do so much of that on my own, that we are a services division that is building Twitter and Facebook presences. We'll also do YouTube, Flickr, any other new types of things that are coming out, Pinterest, Instagram, for brands. And then what we're doing, which is unique and nobody else is really doing, is that we have the backup of this 1,100 plus and growing social fabric community. So when there is something special that we really need to amplify, or there's an event where we need to bring bloggers in, we've got this entire community ready, willing, and able to jump in on almost anything that's of interest.
Really neat. And give me John's last name. You've mentioned his first name, but I didn't get his last name.
It's John Andrews, Andrews.
Great. Very cool. Very cool. This is a lot of interesting stuff you've got going on. It gives you a great platform to sort of execute the stuff that you know the best, it sounds like.
It's a great place to be. I'm getting to do what I love to do the most, and now because of Collective Bias's relationship with brands, John's background at Walmart and his backers being the founder of Mars Advertising, which is the largest shopper advertising company in the agency in the country. We have access to almost any brand in the country and just about every retailer.
Wow, that's great. Okay, shifting gears a little bit, and it's fun to chat with you. But let's just talk real quickly about the new news about what's going on with Twitter and a Twitter handle over at Fox News Politics got hacked over the weekend. This is 4th of July weekend when Ted and I record this. It occurs to me that, doing Twitter on a regular basis, you certainly are putting yourself at some risk. And I know you've faced more of this stuff than I have. What are your thoughts about the situation?
My thoughts are pretty simple. Honestly, I don't think it's that big a deal. First of all, my guess is it wasn't hacked. If I had to guess, it was somebody internal. That probably a lot of people have access to the password. Again, that's just my guess. That's not an accusation. Right. All it is, I believe it probably wasn't that hard. And even if it was hacked, if they were paying attention on a regular, close basis to their Twitter handle, and Fox News, we're not talking about Elf Cosmetics here.
Right.
We're not talking about Open Sky. We're not talking about Collective Bias. We're talking about Fox News.
It should be someone's job to be watching.
Somebody should be watching that Twitter feed 24 hours a day.
Absolutely.
I mean, if nothing else, these people can certainly afford the software that's available to not only track what's going on, but to monitor and to have keywords and to see what's happening. Yeah. So, in my opinion,
let's talk about that for a second. When we say monitor that Twitter handle, we are not saying someone like you and me should be staring at a screen and looking at each time the ad comes up. We're talking about software that it actually is engineered just to do the sort of monitoring that we're talking about, right?
There is certainly software out there that's available. There's a lot of companies that do it. Particularly my favorite to work with is Web Trends. I think they bring a lot of really valuable tools to the table. But regardless of that, a company like Fox News, with however many handles they have, what does it take with their budgets to even have somebody personally watching it?
Right.
Not so difficult. Watch it every half hour. Pop on it often. Look at it regularly. This thing was going on for hours. There's no excuse for that. Right. And not only that, but just shut down the account. Wipe out the tweets. I mean, they were still there hours later. What is that all about?
Right. Yeah.
We're not talking about a firm wiping out a tweet of their CEO who said something inappropriate. And we don't have enough time to go there whether they should do that or not, and I'm not going to give you my opinion. But we're talking about something simple. We're talking about a hacked account, an account that's being written on by somebody that should not be writing on it, whether it's an employee or outside. Turn the damn thing off.
Yeah,
change the password.
Right. To me, it speaks to, building a system of redundancy and treating Twitter like an important part of your business. Not that it is mission critical to your revenue stream, but it's mission critical to your reputation. And if you're going to be leveraging Twitter, you got to take it seriously.
And now I'm going to say something that could be controversial.
Okay.
You think Fox really cared? Why didn't they take it down? Why was it there hours later when I saw it? Why didn't they get rid of those tweets? You can bet if that was a Republican president, those tweets would have come down. I mean, to me, how could Fox News let this go on? This is such a simple thing. This is not difficult.
Right.
So I'm amused by it in a certain way. I think that people are going to make a big deal out of something like they did out of that random Chrysler tweet. I mean, who cares? So some guy wrote something about the people driving in Detroit. We're sorry. He shouldn't have said that. It's over. Let it go. You don't fire your firm for that. Those things are going to happen. It's not just social media. I mean, over the last 20 years, faxes have gone out, internal reports have gone out. This is not such a new world. Yes, it spreads faster. But the truth of the matter is, when I send out a fax from my company to somebody that shouldn't have seen it, you don't need Twitter or Facebook to spread it around the world.
Right. Absolutely. Well, Ted, we've run quickly out of 10 minutes. I really enjoyed our time. I hope we can get to do it again. I really enjoy your insights. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, Peter. It's always a pleasure.
All right. Thanks. Come back again soon at 10 Minute Strategy. Take care.
Later, one of us must know that I really did try to get close to you.